The Ucali Valley outpost's roof was collapsing, and the PRDF logo was in flames. Duelist Corvette Espacito sped past, her skirmisher skidding low and fast on its SMS wheels as it traced a tight curve all the way around the burning building. With her teeth clenched and hands gripping sticks to hold the curve, she still had her shot lined up before the CEF frame even came into view. After she had fled around the outpost, the F-616 had turned back to cover. But she had sandbagged her acceleration to hide her real speed. When she came around the far side of the building at top speed, the frame was caught out in the open. She cradled her rapid-fire bazooka, pushed the recoil back into the turn, and unloaded her clip into the squat frame. The Earther probably didn't even see her before the frame was blown off its feet, its crew compartment imploding out of the successive explosive hits. There were many kinds of duelists on Terra Nova. Corvid was the sort of hybrid creature that came from growing up in the Peace River defense zone. She had cut her teeth on an antique ferret, using speed for safety. She had learned to shoot in a Mark I warrior, issued to her PRDF-backed militia. Now, they had finally put her in something that combined speed and firepower. Earth was seeing the results. As the locals and PRDF reinforcements exchanged frantic commands on her radio, Corvid pushed out across open ground towards the hill the CEF was swarming over. A brightly colored crisscross of incoming fire lit her VR helmet up with warnings. She didn't need them. The roar of vaporized air from the lasers and the popping of cannon rounds was enough to tell her she was passing through the crossfire. Someone finally had the sense to tell her to pull back just as she reached the side of the hill. By then it was too late. With her bazooka reloaded, ECM on auto, and personalized Vibrogladius on her offhand, she was going in. Before the attack, she had seen flashes from behind the hill. That artillery had cratered the outpost. It was close, though. It must have been back there. She wasn't going to wait for command to realize it. She dropped down into a wash along the side of the hill to get out of fire, switching to walker mode and tucking into a run. If she could use the sensor shadow to get around the hill before they realized she was behind their lines. It was already too late. A trio of hoverbikes, likely having the same idea, hurled down into the wash almost on top of her. In the split second she had to see them, the Grell pilot seemed surprised. She caught one with her Gladius, slicing the Grell rider in half, and turned the movement into a shoulder charge on a second. The bike deflected off her at high speed and impacted into the hillside with a fireball. As she righted her gear, her head ringing from the impact, the third bike throttled past. He would be back in seconds to flank her. One arm of her gear was mauled and throwing servo arrows from the charge, but she could still fire if she braced right. Grell support was bad. That meant a full-scale raid. But why here? This was the middle of nowhere. The only industry was Paxton Medical Supplies. The CEF was either deeply lost or just being pointlessly cruel. She would have to figure out which later. She was approaching the dust cloud of an MAT-72 artillery tank. The cloud might just give her enough cover to get in close, but she actually had no idea if she could kill the tank once she did. In her gear, riding the momentum, she didn't care. The CEF had picked the wrong chunk of nowhere to invade.